Good morning, everybody. Well, at least right here it's morning where I am. You can kind of see I've got the morning hair. Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you're all ready to go. If you celebrate, that you got everything wrapped. Sabrina and I wrapped all the stuff last night, so I've got everything wrapped. We're headed out to my sister's today for our normal family Christmas Eve. And then I got the cinnamon rolls to make the Christmas morning waffles. I should show you guys that. It's really easy, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But I'm going to get into chapter 10 so we can get this started. We got 2 chapters left on Molly, A Winning Spirit, her Beforever book. So let's get going. Molly's nose was tickled awake by a spicy smell. She sat up and took a deep breath. Wait a minute, guys. Didn't we read this already? Oh, yeah, okay. I guess we read chapter 3. I thought it was chapter 9. Okay, we read chapter 10, guys. So we're on chapter 11. Wow, I thought we were... Okay, we're on chapter 11, Keeping Secrets. Something wonderful had happened. Molly knew it the minute she woke up. Her room was full of sunshine. Light shimmered and danced on the walls. Molly pushed back the covers and hurried out of bed. The floor was cold to her bare feet, so she hopped from rug to rug as if they were stepping stones across an icy stream. She looked out the window. Snow! Beautiful, perfect, bright white snow all over everything, as thick as icing on a cake. Oh boy, snow, thought Molly. She couldn't wait to get outside into all that deep, clean whiteness. Molly didn't stop to get dressed. With her socks and shoes in hand, she rushed across the hall and burst into Jill's room. Jill was snuggled so deep under the covers that only the top of her head showed. Her hair was bobby-pinned in rows of tight curls, and her head looked like a prickly pineapple resting on the pillow. Molly shook her shoulder. Jill, she whispered. Wake up. Jill rolled over and opened one eye. What? Come on, get up. It snowed. Molly wobbled on one foot, pulling a sock on the other foot as she talked. Oh, Jill moaned. Go away. But Jill, said Molly, it's the first snow of the winter. Don't you want to go out and... No, Jill snapped. I want to sleep. I can't believe you woke me up just because of some stupid snow. Now go away. She pulled the covers over her head. Molly backed out of Jill's room and closed the door. Last year, Jill woke Molly up the first time it snowed. She was just as excited as Molly was. They made outlines of angels all over the driveway by laying on their backs in the snow, moving their arms up and down. Molly sighed. She should have realized Jill wouldn't care about the snow this year, now that Jill was 14. She didn't get excited about anything that was fun anymore. She was realistic. Molly tiptoed downstairs to the kitchen. She pulled on her snow jacket, boots, hat, and mittens, and went outside. The whole world was blue sky and white snow. It was as if Molly had stepped out of her same old back door into an enchanted land no one had ever seen or touched before. It was hers alone. Yesterday, the trees were sad, scrawny black skeletons. Today, their branches were soft white arms, opened wide, outstretched to welcome the snow. Everything was smoothed and softened by the sparkling blanket of white. With a wild whoop, Molly took a flying leap off the stairs into a drift of snow. It was like jumping into a cloud. A car made its way slowly down the street, its tire chains jingling like bells on a sleigh. The snow came to the top of Molly's boots. She scooped up a handful to lick. Snow for Christmas, she thought. It's perfect. It's a great big giant Christmas surprise. Now the whole entire world will be ready for Christmas. She wondered what Dad's Christmas would be like in England. Maybe the fighting would stop for a while. The doctors and nurses in the hospital might have a Christmas party. Would they sing Christmas carols and give each other presents? Molly wished she were old enough to be a Red Cross nurse. Then she could go to England and work in the hospital with Dad. She'd wear a uniform as white as the morning snow and a cap with a red cross on it. Nurse McIntyre. That's what the soldiers would call her. She'd ride in an ambulance out to the battlefield and rescue the poor wounded soldiers while guns fired all around her. Nothing would scare her, nothing would stop her, not blizzards or bombs, or a whack. Something cold and wet hit Molly on the leg. It was a snowball. Bombs away, yelled Ricky from his bedroom window. He launched another snowball at Molly. Cut it out, Molly laughed. She threw a handful of snow up at him. Ricky had made a stockpile of balls from the snow around his window. Molly ran and dodged as he pelted her with snowball after snowball. Ricky imitated the deep-voiced radio announcers used when they described American airplanes bombing the enemy. Our brave flyers, bombers who can hit, smack, any target with deadly accuracy. Whack! Nothing can stop these flying fortresses from gotcha, delivering their tons and tons of bombs. Bam! Suddenly, Jill appeared on the back steps. Richard Richard I can't get his middle name. Richard McIntyre, she said in her bossy's voice. Close that window immediately. You'll freeze the entire house. Ricky chucked his last snowball at Jill and then vanished. Molly looked at her sister. I thought you wanted to sleep. Jill grinned back and shrugged. I figured I was already awake. I might as well come out. Let's go make angels on the front yard, said Molly. Okay, said Jill. Her cheeks were already as red as Christmas bows. Molly made a chain of neat boot prints in a single line around the corner of the house. Jill stepped in the prints Molly made. They always liked to leave the snow as pure and unmarked as possible. Our house looks as perfect as an old-fashioned Christmas card, doesn't it? Molly sighed as she looked up at Mom's wreath on the front door. Suddenly, she stopped walking. What was that lump on the front porch right under the wreath? She began to run, slipping and sliding across a smooth, white yard, stumbling up the steps of the front door. She dropped to her knees on the top step. Jill, she said, come quick. She began digging wildly at the lump, sending the snow whirling in a small blizzard. What is it? Asked Jill. Then she saw it too, a box, as big as a suitcase, half buried in the snow. Molly brushed the snow off the top of the box. Jill read the label. From Captain McIntyre, U.S. Army Medical Corps, APO 299, to the Mary McIntyres, 467 Oak Street, Jefferson, Illinois, USA. It's from Dad, said Molly. She felt happiness exploding inside her like fireworks. She hugged the box as if it were her father. Come on, let's dig it out and go show everybody. Wait until they see. Jill was too happy to talk. She sat right down on the steps and helped Molly clear the snow away from the box. The brown paper was torn and ragged, spotted with stamps and stickers. Molly dug all the snow away from one end of the box. There, in big letters, was a message. It said, keep hidden until Christmas Day. It was Dad's handwriting. Molly would know it anywhere. It was as familiar as his face. Molly could almost hear her father's voice saying those words. The voice would be full of fun, but serious too. Jill, look at this, Molly pointed to the words. Jill read the message. Keep hidden, she whispered. Dad wants us to hide the box until Christmas. That's 2 days away, said Molly. Jill frowned. I don't know if we should hide it. I'm so glad it's here, because it means Dad is okay. I want to tell everyone, but... She read the message again. Molly stood up. Let's put it away somewhere first, then decide what to do. Jill said, okay. Like two excited pirates, feverishly digging up a long-lost treasure, Jill and Molly pulled the box out of the snow. Where should we put it? Said Jill. We can't take it into the house. The garage. We'll put it in the storage room above the garage. Jill took one end of the box and Molly took the other, and they walked to the corner of the house. Molly cranked her neck around to look up at Ricky's window. They were closed. "The coast is clear," she said. Jill made a face. "This box is so heavy, my arms are being pulled out of their sockets," she said. "There must be lots of great presents inside." Her carefully bobby-pin curls hung in bed-dragged clumps. The girls waddled across the driveway as quickly as they could. The box pushed against their stomachs, making it hard to breathe. Step, thump, step, thump. They struggled up the stairs to the room above the garage. Molly pushed the door open. Once inside, they put the box down and collapsed like melted snowmen. "Phew, that was hard," said Jill. She leaned back against the door. Molly was sweating under her snow jacket. Bobby's baubles of snow were frozen on her pajama legs. Her hands inside her mittens were stiff with cold, and from the weight of the box. Molly and Jill stared at the box. "So what do you think is in there?" asked Jill. "Presents, of course." "Yes, but what?" Jill squinted next to the box. She smoothed the wet brown wrapping paper. "Maybe we should open it up, just to be sure nothing is broken or anything." "No peeking," said Molly. "That's not fair. Dad wants everything about this box to be a surprise." Jill looked sheepish. She sat down again. "But Dad doesn't know how worried we've been. He doesn't know what it's been like to wait and wait and wait for even a letter. He doesn't know how much we've been hoping for this box." Molly smiled. "I thought you were being realistic about Christmas." "I thought you said it was childish to hope for surprises." Jill laughed. "I guess I did. But I guess I really never stopped hoping the box would come. That's why I think we should tell everybody about it right away. They're all hoping too. It would make them so happy." "But Dad said to keep it hidden until Christmas Day," Molly answered. "If we tell everyone now, we'll ruin his surprise." Jill thought a moment. Then she stood up. "Okay, we'd better hide it in the corner, in case someone comes up here." Molly and Jill pushed the box into the darkest corner of the room. Molly pulled a dusty old blanket over it and then put 2 broken tennis rackets on top. "There," she said. "That ought to do it." The box under the blanket looked like a lumpy brown bear sleeping peacefully in a corner. "I don't want to go away and leave it," said Jill. "I'm afraid it's a dream, and the box will be gone when we come back." "I know what you mean," said Molly, "but we'd better go. Everybody will be getting up for breakfast. We can check on the box later." Jill nudged the box with the toe of her boot. "Good old Dad," she said. "I told you he just wouldn't forget," said Molly. "Come on, let's go. And remember to act as if nothing has happened." As she followed Jill down the stairs and across the driveway, Molly felt happy, completely, entirely happy, head to toe. She and Jill stamped their feet at the back door to make sure the snow avalanche fell off their boots. When they went to the kitchen, Miss McIntyre took one look at the two of them. "Well, you two look like rosy little elves. Where have you been? Up to the North Pole, working with Santa's surprise for all of us?" Molly felt her face get hot. Mom's joke was too close to the truth. She stopped over to unbuckle her boots. "We were just outside," she stammered. "Playing in the snow," said Jill. "So I see," said Miss McIntyre. She lifted Molly's wet hat off her head with 2 fingers. "How did you manage to get dirt streaked across your jacket when everything is covered with snow?" Molly looked down at her jacket. Dust from the old blanket had left a trail across it. She didn't know what to say. "We were in the garage," said Jill, in a voice as cool and light as a snowflake. "Looking for the sleds, I'll bet." Miss McIntyre smiled. "Well, you can go sledding all you want, all you like after breakfast. But right now, both of you scoot upstairs and put on dry clothes. Molly, you're still in your pajamas. Molly and Jill galloped up the stairs. At the top, Jill yanked Molly into her room and closed the door. Phew, said Molly. I thought maybe she saw us with the box or something. Listen, said Jill. I think we should tell Mom about the box. Dad probably thought she'd be the one to find it anyways. It would be easier if she knew, admitted Molly. It almost feels like we're lying to her by keeping it a secret. That's what I think too, said Jill. Besides, she's probably suspicious. We're terrible at secret keeping. We're acting as if you robbed a bank or something. Mom must know you have a secret. Well, everybody has secrets at Christmas time, said Molly. Yeah, but not as big as this one, said Jill. Let's tell Mom about the box. But Molly just couldn't give in. Telling one person is the same as telling everyone. You can't keep a secret just a little bit. You either keep it completely or give it all away. Dad wants it a surprise, everyone for Christmas. We have to help him. Jill crossed her arms. All right, but how much longer do we have to keep the box hidden? Molly thought. We'll have to wait until everyone goes to sleep on Christmas Eve. Then we'll sneak out to the garage and get it and put it under the tree. But until then, absolutely no telling anyone. Not Mom, not Brad, nobody. Promise? Okay, I promise, said Jill. Now, I know how Santa Claus must feel. Molly grinned too. It's not easy to keep Christmas surprise a secret. But this one is worth it. This will be the best Christmas surprise anyone has ever seen. And that leaves us with Chapter 12, The Merry McIntyres, which will get read and done tomorrow. I wish you all a safe and happy Christmas Eve. And again, guys, thank you so much for all that you've done for us. You've here's made this old lady happy. Anyways, all thank you so much. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you on the flip side. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Bye, all.